Hi there. In this final step, step 4 of 4 in our kind of mini series about closing opportunities, we're going to look at closing our opportunities as lost, and in particular with different status reasons. We're going to look at how to display the different status reasons on the Canvas app, only the lost ones. And the reason I've separated this episode out from the rest of them is because we're going to learn a bit about collections. And collections are a very important tool while building Canvas apps.
Before we continue the build of our Canvas app, let's have a quick look at our Easy Opportunities Manager EOM config entity. I've added some new records in there to represent each of the opportunity status values and each of the opportunity status reason values. And I've added a description field which clearly states what those records are for. For example, if it's an opportunity lost status reason. And if I look at the record in D365 for sales, you can see that I've added a parent config relationship. So in this example, we have an opportunity lost status reason, string cancelled, integer value 4, and that has a parent of opportunity lost status. The string is lost and the integer value 2, and those strings and integer values match up to our values in D365 for sales. Let's jump back into our Canvas app.
Our close opportunity is lost screen is the exact same as our win opportunity screen, except rather than capture the actual revenue, we're going to insert a combo box to capture the opportunity lost reason.
Now we could just change the items property of our combo box to get our EM config records from the data source and filter them accordingly. But that means we're making another call to the data source, and it's very unlikely that the value of our opportunity loss status reasons and of those EOM config records is going to change. So we don't need to be getting fresh data all the time. So instead of making another call to the data source, we'll use what's called a collection. We can call that on start of our app.
The way I think of collections is that they act as a bucket to put stuff in, i.e. data. And we use the collect function to fill our bucket with the data, the clear function to empty our bucket so the collection doesn't have any data in it, and there's also a third function called clear collect. That does both the clear and the collect, so it empties the bucket of anything that's in it and then puts some more stuff in it. So first let's fill our bucket using the collect function. The collect function takes two parameters: the name that you're going to give to the collection or the bucket that you're filling, and the second one is just the data that you're going to fill it with. In this case we're going to fill it with all the EOM configs. If we change the items of our combo box to the name of our collection, run on start, we can see a list of our EOM configs in the combo box. And we can view our collections by clicking view and then collections. And that gives you a preview of the first 5 items in our collection. Now if we run start again, we've got a lot more items in our combo box list. That's because it's just added the same items that we already had into the collection. We haven't emptied the bucket yet. In order to empty that collection, or empty our bucket, we use the clear function. And that just accepts one parameter, which is the name of the collection that we're going to clear. So running on start now, then checking the items in the combo box, we can see that that collection is now empty. Now let's look at the clear collect function. It takes the same parameters as the collect function, and so what this does is almost like a refresh. Empties our collection, clears it, empties our bucket, and then fills it back up again with the data that we specify in the second parameter. It doesn't matter how many times we run start or run those functions, we still get the same number of items in our collection. And our collection behaves kind of like a data source, meaning that we can filter it. So if we take the description of our opportunity lost status reasons and add a filter to our second parameter, just as we did when we were filtering our gallery in previous episodes. We can now see that we get fewer results. Then we can change the display fields of our combo box to look at the relevant fields in our collection. In this case, it will be the string value. Just want to check that allow searching and allow multi-selects is turned off on our combo box, so that we're only going to get one value, and then we can see in the preview we have cancelled and outsold, which are the two values that relate to our opportunity lost state. Just make that combo box visible only when the rest of the dialogue is visible. Before we start editing the button, I'm just going to copy what we've got already in there to Notepad. Now we can actually use the same flow to lose our chat opportunity, so we're just going to go in and amend that. So we're going to call it a different action, so all we need to do is amend that bit of the string. And we'll pass that from Power Apps. So let's just add another variable. Called the action name. String type. And asking Power Apps for that value. We're also going to ask Power Apps for a different status reason. And a different subject. So save our flow. And go back to our Canvas app. Now what I find best to do, and this is why I backed this up into Notepad, is to delete that completely and then re-add the flow. This means that the flow helps us out with the correct parameters. I'm just going to rename the combo box so it's a bit more meaningful. Start populating the other functions that we copied to Notepad earlier around our function that runs the flow. And now we can start populating our parameters. So the first parameter is the value of the closed op, that's the good of the opportunity. Our second parameter is the actual revenue. Because we're closing it as lost, it is 0. Third parameter is our base URL. which we can just take from our notepad that we copied earlier. And our next parameter, we can get the name of the action. We can get that from the Microsoft documentation. And for the status, we're going to get the selected value of our combo box. Because that's an object or a record, we can get the integer value of that record. Remember to convert it to text because we're expecting a string. And then our last value is for the subject of our opportunity close record, so we want the text of our combo box, which is the string attribute. And then we've just got one more error to fix on that button, which is the validation that we put in to check if the actual revenue was less than 0. And we'll change that to ensure that there's a loss reason selected in our combo box. And yeah, because we've changed the parameters of the flow, our opportunity 1 button is thrown an error. So we just need to make sure that we also update anywhere else that flow is called. So let's run on start and preview how to close an opportunity as lost. Look back in our D365 for Sales app, we can now see we've closed that opportunity as lost. And we also want to check that we haven't broken our closing opportunity as one functionality.
So that's us finished part of the build which allows us to close our opportunities as won or lost. And I broke that into 4 separate steps. The reason for doing that is we learned some key lessons in each step. The first step, we learned a bit about validation and reusing components that are in our template. The second step, we used Power Automate to build a flow which closed the opportunity as won by querying the web API. The third step, we overcame some user experience issues that me as a traditional Dynamics 365 guy wouldn't normally think about. And in the fourth step, we looked at collections. So I certainly learned something from just doing that part of the build. I hope you did too. That's us now got to the point where we can view a list of opportunities, we can open an opportunity, edit an opportunity, close an opportunity as won or lost. The only thing we can't do yet is create a new opportunity. And that's what we're going to do next episode. Blue skies.